an American psychologist called John Watson. This man had spent so many years studying young people. In fact, he wrote something about developmental stages of human being. This man, after studying young people, made a boast. He bragged about what young people can do. And he said, give me a dozen healthy infants, well formed, and then my own specified world to raise them in, to bring them up. And I guarantee you, I will select anyone at random and train him to become any specialist I might choose. Doctor, lawyer, an engineer, scientist, and even a thief, a beggar man, and a pauper. That is the boast this man made about young people. Just give him any 12 young people who are well formed, and then give him a separate world to train them. This man said that he's guaranteeing anybody who cares to know that he will close his eyes and select any child, and then that whatever child he selects, he can train that child to become anything, any specialist he wants that child to be, a scientist, an engineer, a lawyer, name it, regardless of your penchants, natural gifts and talents. Another man called Robert Sharma, also an American writer, said that he will die fighting for the idea that every human being is great. Every human being is born with powerful gifts. That he will be willing to take a bullet defending this idea that there is greatness hidden in every one of us. My pain is that many of you are not conscious of this. That is my pain. And that is what we are doing in this school, to get you to become conscious of the gift that is hidden in you, of a powerful talent God has given you, of the miracle you can become if you decide to pay attention to yourself. From time to time, I call out some people and I will tell them, I want you to go and learn this instrument, music instrument. I want you to come and do this. I want you to come and give open word poetry. I want you to give a presentation. You see some who will take the challenge, and when they come out, they surprise themselves. They mesmerize others. You will see some who will run away and say, no, Father, I can't do this. If you are doing that, you are almost rubbishing century-old research scholars have made across ages about your talent, about your gift and skill. This man who made this statement, John Watson, wasn't anyhow man. He is a man who spent years studying and researching about young people, and he came out and said, give me any 12 kids well formed, and then give me a separate word to raise them, and I will guarantee you I am going to bring out something surprising among them. What it means is that each and every one of you here is so gifted, is so talented, is filled with enormous potential. But my pain is that many of you are living oblivious of this fact. And that's why I want to call your attention to it. Mariana Williamson will say, our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is not our darkness that frightens us. It is rather our light that frightens us. You ask yourself, who am I to be talented? Who am I to be fabulous? Who am I to take first position? Who am I to be smart? Who am I to represent the school? Who am I to be the best in mathematics? Who am I to pass third term exam? This woman is saying that is a wrong question. That the right question should be, who am I not to pass my promotional exam? Who am I not to be the best in our class? Who am I? If you have never asked yourself this question, trust me, you are cheapening yourself. You are making light of the enormous gifts that lies deep within you. Have you considered the question David asked God? David asked God the question. Say, what is man that will keep him in mind? A mortal man to think about him. One day, David looked at himself and spoke to God and said, God, I thank you for the wonder of my being. I thank you for such a powerful person, such a powerful gift, such a powerful talent you have put in me. I thank you for the wonder of my being. Go and read Isaiah chapter 44, verse 3. You see where Isaiah was saying, God was saying to Isaiah, you are so precious in my sight. You are such a valuable person that I will give up the whole nation to save you. There is such a gift that God is willing to pay the ultimate price just to make sure he brings you to something worthwhile. My message today is this. I want you to be aware and conscious of the gift God has given you. Listen, the most important stage of your life, it has been proven through researches and studies. The most important stages of human life is your teenage years and your 20s. Your teenage years and your 20s are the critical moment of your life. These are the stages that, if you are making effort, you'll be seeing amazing results. Do you know that it takes little children 3 years, within the space of 3 years, to master any language? If any of you here is born in China, within the age of 3, you will be speaking Chinese language like a pro. That is, I think I want to read something for you. Look at something a writer said. I want to read something for you. Pay attention. Pay attention. This person said, in almost all areas of development, pay attention, in almost all areas of development, there is what is called a critical period. A critical period. A time when we are primed for growth and change. When simple exposure can lead to dramatic transformation. Simple exposure can lead to dramatic transformation. Children, pay attention. Children effortlessly learn whatever language they hear before the age of 5. Children effortlessly learn whatever language they hear before the age of 5. We develop binocular vision between 3 and 8 months of age. These critical periods are windows of opportunity. These critical periods are windows of opportunity. This stage of your life is a window of opportunity. And then he goes on to say, when learning happens quickly, these critical periods are windows of opportunity. When learning happens quickly, afterwards, things are not so easy. Afterwards, things are not so easy. The 20s and teenage years are that critical period of adulthood. The 20 and teenage years are the critical period of your life. Almost all of you here, apart from those who are still 12, 11, and 10, if you are 13 years and above, just know you. And then those who are in their 10, 11, thereabouts, just know you that this is the critical stage of your life. Don't allow any opportunity to slip by. Don't allow it. Yes, last Thursday, I gave you this quote by Oscar Wilde. The world belongs to you for a season. There is such a little time that your youth will last. The common hay flower withers, but they blossom again. The laburnum will be as yellow next June as it is now, but we never get back our youth. The pulse of joy that beats in us at 20 becomes sluggish at 80. Our senses rot. Our senses fail. Our lips rot. We degenerate into hideous puppets, haunted by the memory of passions for which we are afraid, too afraid to pursue. So this is a critical stage of your life. From time to time, you see some students in the hostel who come to me and say, Father, I don't want to learn a musical instrument. I don't want to. When you see this, when you say this kind of thing, I am broken within me. Because I wish you can see the future and see how this talent can be a game changer in your life. Don't miss any opportunity. Don't miss any opportunity to learn any skill you can learn. This stage of your life is a gift that comes once in a lifetime. It doesn't come twice. You cannot be teenage again once you pass it. Our people, they used to say, Adam wake benanka. Adam wake benanka. So I want you to begin now, whatever skill you can develop. There are those people, there are some people in JS1 who have started failing mathematics in their JS1. But John Watson is saying that he can actually pick you and raise you to become a scientist. And this man is not just making an empty statement. It's a statement backed up by years of research and hard work. Another American writer called somebody, Benjamin Bloomberg or thereabout. This man said that after years of going around schools in America, I have come to the realization that I can walk into any school, any local school, even in the remotest village, and pick any average child and teach in college calculus, and that child will master it. That after years of work in the education sector around the world, that he is convinced he can walk into any local school anywhere, even in the primitive village, and pick any child and teach that child college calculus, and then he is convinced that that child will master it. And you are here in a city school failing ordinary mathematics. You are not rating yourself very well. You are rating yourself so poorly. You are insulting yourself. And I will tell you, stop that rubbish. Stop insulting yourself. So if you are here, you are failing maths, you are failing physics. Even what pains me, I can excuse those in JS1 that they are still kids. They are still learning, they are left and right. They are just fell from primary school. But how do I excuse somebody in SS1, somebody in SS2? How do I excuse you that even at this stage of your life, you believe you can't know physics, you believe you can never pass maths, you believe you can never pass physics and chemistry? If you are such a person, shame on you. No, I mean it. Shame on you. You are almost passing in front of no confidence on century-old research backing your gift, convincing you that you are gifted, you are talented, you are gorgeous. I don't know how else to say it. You should feel ashamed of yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, so I am not worth anything. That exam is around the corner. Convince yourself, challenge yourself. Stop playing the fool. I think an American writer said it, that every man is a divinity in disguise, a god playing the fool. Every man is a divinity in disguise, such a powerful gift. A God playing the fool. So if you're not doing well, it is not because you're not gifted, it's not because you're not talented, it's simply because you have chosen to play the fool. And I will say, wake up, stop playing the fool, and make something out of your life. This is a critical stage. You are teenage years before you enter 20, and then after 20, forget it. That is when everything in your body is experiencing growth. There is what is called an explosive growth at your teenage and 20 years. Explosive growth. That is when you experience puberty. Hairs grow from your pubic region, pimple come out. Men, boys will have cracking of their voice. They will start having deep baritone and powerful male voice. And then they start developing muscular shoulder and chest. And girls will start forming breast and their hip will start forming. These are stages of explosive growth. Your intellect is also meant to follow suit. Your intellect, your brain is meant to follow suit. But many of you are living this stage without commitment. Many of you are living the most critical stage of your life without any passion, without any zeal, without any commitment. Hey! I don't know how else to say it, but trust me, you will cry tomorrow when you look back and discover that the most critical stage of your life, the stage when even little effort will yield monumental result, astronomical effect, that you pass it by without achieving anything. Come on. I want to challenge all of you. Let this 10th exam be a game changer. Let it be a game changer. Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself a question. Or na one boy camera book on go bad the long call. Is it that I'm not intelligent or that I'm not reading my book? Trust me, if you ask yourself this serious, you will discover that you are very intelligent. The only place that you don't read your book. You don't care. Come on, why are you doing this to yourself? So you have decided to be a failure at the end of the day. You have decided to be a poor achiever. Have you decided maybe to end up tomorrow as a gate man, as a security? Have you decided to be a waiter at the gate or in a hotel? Is it what you want to be? Whereas you can become a CEO tomorrow. Whereas you can become a seasoned medical doctor, an impressive lawyer, and anything you can choose to be. The choice is left for you. But don't allow this critical stage of your life to slip you by. The day I realized that young age, you are teenage and 20 years, 20s are the most critical stage for learning, was when I, as a boy, I visited my sister who was living with her family in Ibadan, in Yoruba land. One day, one of the kids came back from school and approached my sister with her school sandal and was speaking Yoruba to my sister, telling my sister something in Yoruba language. My sister could not make sense of what the child was telling her. The child kept repeating. My sister could not make sense. The child went and brought knife and gave my sister. My sister could not make sense. Is it to cut your sandal? What are you saying? My sister has been living in Yoruba land for years before giving birth to that child. Maybe she has been there for like 5 years before giving birth to that child. But that child has mastered Yoruba language better than my sister. That when she speaks some aspect of language, my sister was lost. Until the father told my sister that the child is asking you to give a sign on her sandal so that nobody can steal it. To identify her sandal, get a sign. My sister said, oh. And my sister was like, a child I came into Yoruba land before is now speaking Yoruba language more than myself. My sister came into Yoruba land as an adult. But that baby was born there, and within 3 years of her life, because of the kind of growth we experienced at the tender age of our life, she was able to master that language perfectly. That is the miracle that happens at this tender stage of your life, when every organ, every aspect of your body is experiencing optimal growth. No, it is at this optimal performance. Don't lose it. Our people used to say, don't stay in a water, in a river and wash your face with spittle. Don't do that. So I want to challenge every one of you. Please, be alive to the gifts that God has given you. Be conscious of this stage and know you that this stage passes away quickly. It passes away quickly. Shakespeare said it. There is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood leads to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of your life is bound in shallows and miseries. And then he said, on such a full sea are we now afloat, and we must take the current when it serve or lose our ventures. You are already on a full sea. You are already on a full sea. You are now called to take the current when it serve. If you don't take the current when it serve, when you cross 30, trust me, whatever you are doing, you are working against the current. You will achieve something, but you are going to work extra hard. But now, little effort, you see magical result and outcome. But at that stage, if something would have taken you 30 minutes to learn at this stage of your life, when you cross 30 and above, it will take you 2 years or 3 years or more time. If it will take you 30 minutes, it might even take you 3 hours or days to master it. You now see why this stage of your life matters. If there is one thing I want you to leave here with this morning, it is this: that this stage of your life is the most critical stage of your life. It's the most critical stage of your life. It is the stage when you are meant to experience immense growth. Let me read this point again. If you can write it down, write it down. Let me read this point again. In almost all areas of development, there is what is called a critical period. There is what is called a critical period. In almost all areas of development, there is what is called a critical period. A time when we are primed for growth and change. In almost all areas of development, there is what is called a critical period. A time when we are primed for growth and change. When simple exposure can lead to dramatic transformation. When simple exposure can lead to dramatic transformation. Little effort can yield wonders, amazing results. In almost all areas of development, there is what is called a critical period. A time when we are primed for growth and change. When simple exposure can lead to dramatic transformation. Children effortlessly learn whatever language they hear before the age of 5. Children effortlessly learn whatever language they hear before the age of 5. Whether German, whether Chinese, whether Spanish, whether Italian, whether English, whatever language they hear. None of you here have struggled to learn Igbo language or English language because you hear it spoken around you. So you open your mouth and started calling mommy, daddy, and started speaking. That is to tell you, no effort, no hard work, didn't take anything. Man, pay attention. Children effortlessly learn whatever language they hear before the age of 5. We develop binocular vision between 3 and 8 months of age. We develop binocular vision between 3 months and 8 months of age. Binocular vision between 3 months and 8 months of age. These critical periods are windows of opportunity when learning happens quickly. These critical periods are windows of opportunity when learning happens quickly. If I tell you the number of people who are praying to become young again, who are wishing 20 years could be removed from their age so that they come back again and change certain things, you will know how fortunate and lucky you are. You still have a whole lot of life ahead of you. Your time is yet untapped into. But make it count. And then it concludes. These critical periods are windows of opportunity when learning happens quickly. And then the painful part goes like this. Afterwards, things are not so easy. After this critical period, after this age, things are not so easy. Why can't you do it now when it is simpler? Why wait till you are 30 and 40 and you begin to struggle? If you want to be a professional footballer, you cannot begin it at the age of 30. I cannot go into football and follow that. Nobody will, no club will take me. No club will take me. But if you are 18 years, if you have 16 years, if you are 17 years, if you are in your 20s and you have the skill, clubs will be rushing you. Because that is the age when there is energy. When there is strength, that is age of impact. The 20s and your teenage years are that critical period. The 20s and your teenage years are that critical period. The 20s and your teenage years are that critical period. Critical period. Please, my beloved students, I want you to take these things to heart. And as you do it, I pray God to bless you all through Christ our Lord.